Well, at the tender age of 57, I need glasses for everything, so... A la edad tierna de 57 años, necesito gafas por todo. I'm also glad that Marilyn did not mention that after pushing that truck, we tied it onto my official work truck and brought it here. Gracias a Dios, la dueña no mencionó de después de empujar el troque, la enganchamos para traerlo aquí para mejorarlo, repararlo. La gran jefa está aquí, no quiero que ella sepa.
I heard. I understood that.
It's a state of emergency.
Well, for any ranch, a coordinated plan has to begin with the ranchers. If they're not interested, or they can't see the benefits, the process is destined to fail from the beginning. In the case of this ranch, there are several government agencies, as you've heard, involved, and most of them have responsibility for the management of much of the land base used by the ranch. Since they are government agencies, one can also assume that there are many policies that must be followed. So the list of government agencies with land management responsibility includes the Forest Service, Bureau of Land Management, Arizona State Land Department, and also Pima County. So put yourself in the shoes of the rancher. In order to do anything on this ranch, you have to deal with 4 agencies. That is to say, 4 owners, other owners of the land. There were my agency, the Natural Resources Conservation Service, as mentioned, the Cooperative Extension Service with its ties to the University of Arizona and the Land Grant University setup, the Hereford Natural Resource Conservation District with its local ties, and also the Game and Fish Department, the Arizona Game and Fish Department. This ranch does not take the place of any of the requirements of the agencies, and it also does not dictate to the ranchers what they must do or what they cannot do. Identified several key resource issues, including the changes from plant communities largely composed of grasses to plant communities dominated by shrubs, a loss of the soil surface, a loss of the ability of the land to absorb and hold the rainfall, and a lack of water reliability and distribution for both livestock and wildlife. And later on today, we're going to see the early results of the recent work to change the plant community more towards a grass-based community again. It is the money it takes to accomplish the changes that are beginning to take place on this ranch. A coordinated plan does not guarantee any funding. It does not, so to say, put money on the table. However, it does give the ranchers and the agencies and other peoples involved more options to look for funding and a better chance of obtaining funding from more than one source. For example, the treatments that we're going to see today have been funded by the ranchers themselves, my agency, the Arizona Game and Fish Department, the state of Arizona, the Arizona Association of Conservation Districts, and the Bureau of Land Management. All have put money on the table. Without a coordinated plan, putting together funding from all of these different sources would not have been possible. And by the way, so you know, we still don't have as much as we want. So you'll notice on the way out, there's a little box for donations. Please be generous.